All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. Not quite Friday. Okay, yeah. Yeah, some of this. Not quite Friday yet, man. But we seen game 4 of the NBA Finals last night, and we noticed that it just felt like the Suns let an opportunity to get away, right? And that's understandable. Okay, let me take that back. It's not understandable at all, but it happens. But the question that I'm having is it was for the majority of these, not just this series, not just the first two games of this series, but for the majority of these playoffs, I've seen the Suns play with an urgency, play with that fire. But I didn't see it last night. So I got the question is they fire starting to burn out a little bit, or maybe it was just happened to be that game. Book was on last night, scoring wise. So I was up today, doing my morning thing, getting a little exercise in. Got to get this gut going, guys. Get some exercise in. When did some work, finished some school work, and I was watching. I always have Undisputed playing in my background, so I'm gonna let y'all hear their take, and then I'm gonna respond, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion on this. But my question before I dive into this is this too much on? Is it too much fault being put on Chris Paul in this one? Hold on, let's listen.
Chris Paul, and it seems Chris Paul was palming the ball because what does he always try to do, Skip? He always tries to get back to his dominant right hand and elevate. And so, for whatever reason, Skip, he hasn't been able to hold on to the ball. You talk about the turnovers in the fourth quarter. What about the turnovers at the start of the game when they was building the lead, when they had a 6-8 point lead, and Chris Paul was coming down and turning the ball over what could have been a 10 or a 12 point lead? Chris Paul was awful last night. There's no way around it. I don't want to hear nothing about the Skip. You talk about the game 6. What about the game 1 closeout, Chris, that we saw? Who was sensational?
He was sensational. I agree. And he did say after game 6 that he'd been bothered by a partially torn ligament in the wrist of his shooting hand. Well, it didn't bother him in game 1, as you just pointed out, nor in game 6. And so I'm trying to give him a little break here or there, but I can't give him any injury break for this game. This was just bad basketball.
Yes.
I don't...
Skip. But he has his left wrist taped up.
Yeah, he does.
If it's his right wrist, why isn't your right wrist taped?
Okay.
But Skip, they got to do something about these offensive rebounds. PJ Tucker had 3. Coddington had 3. You look at Holiday had 3. Skip, you got to keep their guards off the board. Devin Booker, I'm looking at Devin Booker, Skip. Devin Booker had 1 rebound. Really, Book? I understand that you're a scorer, you got to score, but you got to get me more than 1 rebound because Coddington came in and gave him 9.
He did. And by the way, Coddington can jump, but Shannon, to your point about offensive rebounds, I want to show one that occurred with 5:22 left in the game.
All right. So I let that play on a little bit because I want to talk about the rebound, the offensive rebounding. And I get it. The Bucks are the bigger team. But to me, rebound is an effort stat for the most part. Now, the bigs, that's their job, right? If you're a big guy, your job is to get rebounds. But for a lot of guys, like they were talking about the numbers I don't know if you guys heard, but the numbers he spewed out was offensive rebound. We're talking offensive rebound. PJ Tucker had 3. Connaughton had 3. I think he said Holiday. Someone had 3. These offensive rebounds. Now, and also what is interesting, these guys that he's naming are all 6, 7, 6, 8. Like these are not centers, is what I'm trying to say here. So I'm saying that to say the fact that when it comes to rebounding, it's an effort. And that's go back to my original point before I play the video here is, are the Suns either wearing down Or are they kind of the effort? Are they starting to flame out a little bit? It's been a journey, guys. They went through the Western Conference. They went through the Lakers. They went through the Clippers. The two that anybody had coming out. They went through them. They went through the Nuggets. Now all the injuries or whatever, they went through the hell they're on, and now they're in the finals. But is they starting to flame out? Now I didn't expect them to. I don't expect them to be, let's say, flaming out, for the simple fact they did have 3 games off, maybe 3 days off. Maybe that was a little much. Well, 2 days off. Maybe that was a little much. Maybe there's a little rust. I don't know. I don't know, because they've been so. I don't know. But anyway, last night I just felt like the Suns didn't play basketball the way that they play, the fire, the energy. The one thing that you don't want to do, though, I'm gonna be honest, is don't let the Bucks really feel like, okay, this team don't belong in here. Because going into the series, the Suns were easily the favorite, and that brings me back to my point of Chris Paul. Now, it was a segment in this show where they go on to say Chris Paul played his worst playoff game ever. Possibly, I'm not gonna say it like I've watched every Chris Paul playoff performance. I haven't, but I will say that Chris Paul had a bad game. The turnovers and all of that, and like they would say, I gotta kind of agree with the fact that, like, I don't want to hear the injury unless you re-injured it before this game or something that we don't know about. Then I take this back. But if that didn't happen, if you were balling game 1 and game 2. Whatever, you were balling, at the end of the last series, and then you come out and lay a dud like that, especially in an opportunity. To me, there was a key. There was a big opportunity the Suns let slip, meaning they had the Bucks down by 9 in the fourth. Starting off in the fourth, they had them down by 9. You got to close that deal in the NBA Finals, because you'd had them down 3-1, and we'd pretty much been saying this is just a matter of time. Now this series is tied 2-2, and with the series being tied 2-2, the Bucks feel like, oh, we here. We've been down 0-2 before and came back and won a series. This ain't no different. Now they're full of confidence. Chris Middleton, like I say, it's about his consistency. It's about his consistency. But this is going to come down to game 5 and 6 and possibly 7 of how bad do the Suns want it. Do the Suns, have they emptied their tank already, or was last night just simply an anomaly, and they can get right back to it, get right back to the grind, and they can kind of get that edge back? Can they come out? They're gonna have to play with a sense of desperation next game. It's gonna have to be a sense of desperation, and if not, it's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a long game. So, let me know if you guys like this type of format, man. Let me know if you like when I play the videos in the background, give a different perspective than my own, then react to theirs, as well as provide my own content. Just trying to mix things up a little bit for you guys. If you like this kind of thing, make sure to let me know in the comments. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, man, you guys be good.